tried to talk to the ones that were here on this end that had the Henry Allen and all.
Right.
Charles didn't know anything about it until it was a week or so ago.
Right, and when you sent me, and I sent you the email,
Yeah,
because I didn't find out until Friday morning.
He didn't know, and they let us know.
Right, okay. 1490 WHBB. Our guest this morning, Attorney Charles Bonner, Reverend Gary Crum, and we have another guest in the studio that doesn't want to be interviewed, doesn't want to talk, but I understand she was very much a part of the movement of the student, and no, when she was encouraged, she didn't meet you with a discouragement when you told her what the Bernard Lafayette and Collier Lafayette had told you. She said, "Oh, good, huh?" That had to have been a different kind of a mindset.
Oh yeah. Exactly.
What is her full name?
Oh, Viola Johnson Douglas. But she was literally the third student in the movement because it was Cleopas Hobbs, myself, and then I immediately went over to Viola and told her what had happened. It was also her birthday, and presented her with the birthday gift.
It was her birthday on the
Well, she had just had a birthday.
Mm.
I had put a present for her on layaway, and I paid a little bit of money, and I just got enough money to get it out of layaway, and so I took it over to her house.
That's why you guys were pushing the car with no gas.
Exactly. Exactly.
Did you ever get gas for the car, by the way? Whatever happened with the car?
We ultimately scrubbed up enough 25 cents to buy a gallon of gas. We ultimately, we ultimately.
Well, as we wrap up, once again, tell us, what is the schedule of events?
8 o'clock in the morning on September 15th, Friday, we will assemble at Hudson High School. It's now Hudson Middle School. At the time, it was Hudson High. We will talk to the kids about what happened on that day, September 16th. We will then embark upon a march. We'll start to march down to Carter's Drugstore. And we'll have some words at Carter's Drugstore to commemorate the first blood that was shed by Willie C. Robinson. I think some people may know Khadijah.
Mm-hmm.
She was the sister. And then Charles Robinson, they were all very much involved in the leadership of the movement.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why Willie C. got beaten by Mr. Carter at Carter's Drugstore. And then we will go back to Tabernacle Church, and we'll have some teach-ins, nonviolent workshops with Reverend Crum and kids from his school, along with Bernard Lafayette, and Worthwell. Worth will be here.
He'll be here.
With the original teachers. Yeah.
I was going to say, is it going to be a replica of what you were actually teaching?
Yes.
In 63?
Exactly. The replica of what we taught in 63. And we engaged in this nonviolent training for 6 months before we went out. We kids wanted to go out and demonstrate sooner than that, but Bernard told us, no, we have to still train. So continuing on, though, we'll have the workshops from 10 o'clock until 1 o'clock, and then the mass meeting will start at 1 o'clock with Elaine Brown and Danny Glover. Again, it's going to be filmed. So again, I encourage the students, all the students, please show up. Students also from Tipton. If you can hear us over in Tipton, we had some nonviolent workshops at Tipton back in May for the Bernard Lafayette Day. We want the kids from Tipton to get on buses and come to Hudson and join us with the march. The kids from Reverend Crum's school, they will be there. The kids from Hudson and the kids from Selma High, all of the kids meet at Hudson High, and we're going to orderly march 2 by 2 from Hudson to Carter's Drugstore, then go back to Tabernacle and have a nonviolent workshop with Reverend Bernard Lafayette. He's literally is the guru of nonviolence, and Worthwell, the two people who taught us nonviolence in Selma that led to the Selma.
Now that's going to be a Tabernacle?
It's going to be a Tabernacle.
With the two of them at 1? Or from 10 to 1?
From 10 to 1, but there'll also be that one for the mass meeting.
Right.
The mass meeting will be with Danny Glover, and Judge Perkins will be the keynote speaker. Mm-hmm. She's a courageous, very energetic judge. I heard her speak here at Selma High in Bloody Sunday. So we wanted her to share her wisdom and her words and her purpose with the students. Then we will have, hopefully, the Freedom Singers. They're supposed to be the SNCC Freedom Singers. Mm-hmm. And then at 7 p.m., at Selma University, we're going to have a banquet. We want everybody to come out. Again, Elaine Brown, the legendary Elaine Brown. She's legendary because she's the only woman who headed a civil rights organization. When Huey Newton was in exile because he had killed the cop, he was in exile in Cuba. He was the leader of the Black Panther Party. He gave the reign to Elaine Brown. She's a classically trained pianist. She's an author. She's also a developer. She's just developed a $100 million housing project in Oakland. So she's going to share with us at the economic summit there at Selma University at 7 p.m. how she did that, how she brought all this money in, because we want to bring hundreds and hundreds of $millions into Selma, develop housing, develop jobs. And we want everybody to come to that mass meeting and come with your vision. We want everybody to answer 3 questions. Question number 1, as I mentioned, what is your vision for the economic development of your town? Question number 2, what do you need to implement to carry out your economic vision of your town? And question number 3, what is your start date to implement your vision for the economic development of your town? So everybody come out, $30. You pay at the door. It's only $30. Come, bring your check. We may even have credit card facilities so you can pay with a credit card or check. But just come. $30 is not enough, not a lot of money at all. And it's going to a worthy cause. It's going to support an organization that the Reverend Crum and a group of us have put together called the Selma Cross Culture Nonviolence and Performing Arts Academy. And this is to create a place where kids can go to do music and theater and art and dance, and they can find their purpose in this world to help bring Black folks out, elevate Black folks out of this black hole of poverty that we are now in. And so we can all work towards the number 1 disease in America, and that is racism, where white folks are killing us for no reason at all. We have to educate white people about their humanity because they don't understand that. We have to educate white kids because right now the internet is training white kids to hate us and to kill us, and there's no counterpart. So we have to create these nonviolent workshops for white kids as well. So we want to invite all the white schools to please come out and join Danny Glover and make a movie with Danny Glover so that all of us can discover our purpose as to why we're here on this earth.
Well, thank you so much, Reverend Crum. Is there anything you'd like to say in closing?
I just want to encourage Selma to come out and support this event. It's going to be very informative and very educational, and it's going to be inspiring and uplifting to our youth and our community. I want to impress upon all of our leaders in education, Dallas County school system, Selma City school system. I encourage you to get your children to Tabernacle Baptist Church Friday morning for the lectures and the seminars and the event all day, all the events, all day long. Our children need to be involved.
Okay. Well, thank you. We went over this morning, and my audience knows that from time to time I will make an exception, and this certainly merits an exception, and I want to do more because I think that it's really what you're doing is, and what you guys did. Let me thank you both for what you did as students in 1963 and what you've continued to do and what you're doing now. You don't hear me say that often to people because they don't deserve it. That's the first thing. You guys, you deserve it. And so we wish you well and success, and anything I can do to help, please don't hesitate to ask.
Yeah, we thank you for having the conscience to have this show on and to spread this word to the community. Communication is the key to eradicate ignorance, and we appreciate what you do every day.
I'm like Reverend Crum, Booker T. Washington. I'm holding that veil. We got to pull it off.
It looked like Booker T was gradually.
Huh?
We have to snatch it.
We don't have any excuse now. That's right. We can snatch it down. Yeah, thank you too, Reverend Crum.
Yes.
A lot of people don't realize it, but you had the credit union. You were trying to put yourself in a position to be able to loan some money to businesses.
Because
huh?
I discovered a long time ago in being in this, and as Brother Charles alluded to, I'm self-reliant to a lot, and a lot of times that's puts us at a disadvantage. Some instances.
That's taboo.
But yeah,
We've been conditioned to be dependent.
We have to take our own destiny in our own hands. And education, financially, and academia. I mean, that's and this credit union that we had started, Randy, this would have been our 15th year in existence. And I'm like, you know, I guess I have to say this conversation for another day. But I'm like, Lord,
what do you do?
What do you do? What do we want? Do we want to reach our destiny?
You can't make. You can lead. I hate to use that analogy. You can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink.
And I'm like, you know, and it's heart wrenching because you can't tell me these young people don't have dreams, and hopes and aspirations. We got to get the resources. That's what this community is lacking. That's what these young people are lacking.
Not promises, but resources.
Not promises. I mean,
you can't eat promises.
We get promises. Every year, you know, and I'm grateful to the people that come in, you know, for our jubilees and things of that nature. But just stop dropping in and stay in, and sit in. You know, stop dropping in self. Stop using us, you know, as backdrops for photo ops and things of this nature, because that's all we get. That's all we've been getting. You know, we've had, for a small town under 20,000 people, we've had more visits by presidents than any city in this country.
We're known all over the world.
And look at us. Look at us. I don't want to see another Biden. I don't want to see another Trump. I don't want to see nobody else on that darn bridge if you're going to leave here and leave us with an empty bag.
I would assure you Trump would not build a bridge.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. He hadn't been yet. I don't know. I don't know.
He might be on that bridge and the other bridge.
I wouldn't be surprised. They might pull it off one day.
Not Trump.
Well, people, on that note, I am going to go.
We'll see you Friday.
We'll see you Friday. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll take a commercial break and then be joined with our regular programming after these messages.
No, that's okay. No. I enjoyed it. Like I said, you know, I'm just to stand on this man on y'all shoulders.
And we just